good evening, and good day, wherever you're watching from. Exactly 7 days ago, we started this journey. And it is just something that gladdens my heart that it is not just about the journey or about the celebration, it's about the conversation, it's about the destination, you know, it's about the conversation that centers around purpose, that centers around our identity, that talks about delay of any form that you might go through. And then the one that talked about you letting go of everything that does not serve you. It's also a conversation about womanhood, giving ourselves permission to be all that God has called us to be. And we also remember that it's all about destiny, that each and every one of us has been equipped by God. And today, being day 7, we are not just ending this series. Tomorrow happens to be the last day. We are commissioning a new season, a new you, a new me. You know, when we look about what this represents, connecting the dots, how to make sense of your life's purpose and vision, what this represents. When you look at the journey, and I remember sharing about the waiting season of my life, and the definition of how each of those seasons, the dots were connected. That even when in the midst of the confusion, and in the midst of the doubt, and in the midst of me not sure, a time came that clarity came. And through that clarity, I was able to position myself. I was able to let go of everything that does not serve me. I was able to reclaim my superpower. I was able to know what are those things that God has put inside of me that I need no permission to begin to showcase and to begin to give energy and my power for. And when you look at every of those things that came around the clarity and the knowledge and the wisdom that I got, there's something that I cannot deny. It unleashed a version of me that I can never get rid of. I don't know how many of us can relate to this, that there comes a time when you get to a certain point in your life, you just know that you cannot go back. You just know the meaning of what it takes to connect the dots. You step back and you look yourself in the mirror and you tell yourself, you are not going back. And here's the truth I want to let every one of you watching, and those of you that will get to watch on the replay. Thank you very much, Kenak, for joining. Hi. Please click the subscription button. This is how you can support Connecting the Dots at day 5 and day 7. I have a free gift in the description for every one of you. It's a free download of the e-copy of my book. So thank you for your support. I truly appreciate it. Please subscribe, like, and share this video to every of your loved ones. So let's continue. I have come to that place where I know that clarity of purpose can never be negotiated, because this is what's going to give me that alignment that I need, that is going to fuel my passion and my momentum to continue to go. That against fear, against distraction, I will be able to see the reason why I will continue to honor the struggle, continue to honor the decision, to go on with courage, to serve with structure. And that is what I want us to consider today, that every one of us in our different lives and in our journey, where are you? Thank you for joining day 7 of Connecting the Dots 3rd anniversary. We already know that every step of the way, we have talked about what it means to be clear. And you must know your giftings, you must know your talents, you must know your calling. But it goes beyond that. You must also know what it takes to step into it. To step into it by just volunteering, by just looking at areas in your local community where you can serve with that gift, and not waiting dormantly and hoping that there's going to come a time when all the gifts will now be thoroughly perfected. So I am talking to us about the next step that every one of us must take. That even though you may not know all the steps that will take you to destination, but you know the next one you can take now that will take you out of dormancy, that will take you out of you just hoping on nothing. The one that will position you to go look for men and brethren and women of like minds who you can see that are resonating towards where you're going. To reach out, to ask questions, to support, to help, to assist. And when you start giving yourself to each and every of these things, you don't know what happened. That clarity will unlock you to the next phase. I know there was a time I shared a story in my book that there was a season in my life that I already know, even though I studied chemistry, there was a knowing inside of me that I don't see myself working at the four corner of the laboratory, shaking the test tubes and the cubicle and just performing assay and what have you. That knowing did not let me get into the next job that I wanted, but in that same state of me staying on, I got into a room where I started having conversation that has to do with life, about growth, about meaning, about faith. And each and every of these conversations started translating into a hunger and a thirst to know more, to be more, and to do more for my life. And I remember those moments where I stopped just acting to just please people. Stop showing up to just want to be a yes man. I remember those seasons where I quit not being able to own my voice because I was not confident in myself. Because I lacked the insight. And I was waiting and questioning myself. It's not yet time. This is not, don't worry. The right time is coming. The right time is coming. Knowing that there's nobody that is going to give me the permission, nobody is going to give me the readiness until I tell myself and I embrace the confidence inside of me to come out of my comfort zone and to begin to give myself the lead to live. And this is where the responsibility comes for every one of us. That the reward for the action you take about the truth about yourself, is that your world will begin to pay attention to you. And you will begin to move from that journey from understanding to answering it to men and women coming to a place where they begin to like you, trust you, and they will begin to want to do more business with you. So this commission that every one of us must give ourselves permission to do, it's not about just bearing any title. It is about understanding how to steward your God-given gift. How to steward what you've learned and not allow it to rust in the rubric of waiting for perfect time, quote unquote. And then to look back at some of those things that you have labeled pain, disappointment, and shame, and to come to a place of healing where you give yourself the ability to breathe and to begin again. You give yourself a place of release. And from that place, you begin to uphold the strength that you need to face the future that is ahead of you. How many of us can relate to the fact that sometimes, if we don't come to that place where we can tell ourselves it's okay, that to accept the fact that we failed, and not to accept the fact that that failure is the end of our life, and never to accept the label that we are failures, to give ourselves the permission to try again, to reset, to reboot, and to re-strategize. So this is what my own admonition to every one of us who will be listening as a replay, and those of you that are here on the live call, I want you to tell yourself, now is the time. Don't wait for any time again. And never wait for external validation. Because I tell you why. Every time you are waiting for external, do you know what you are doing? You are comparing yourself with those people. So you are making sure to see that until you mount up or you level up to that standard you are seeing, then you are not ready to start. And I tell you, every time you keep waiting for external validation, you are never going to get started and you will never get anywhere. Because if you don't start or embark on a journey, then there is no destination. And there will never be a perfect condition or a perfect timing to do anything. And so I'm going to encourage you. Don't wait in vain. Don't wait in vacuum. If you don't know all the 10 steps, at least the one step, the next one you know. Take opportunity. Give yourself the task. Look for where you can volunteer your gift. Look at how you can serve your immediate environment. Look at your community. Look at your group. Look at your WhatsApp group. Look at the family. Look at your immediate family. Look at the groups where you belong to. What can you do to move in line with obedience and timing that your purpose actually matters? And you decide to connect the dots. Because that is the truth. That as long as there is life, there is hope. And as long there is hope, then there is work attached to that hope. It is not hope that is in oblivion. It's not hope that is just hanging. It is the hope that is responding to something inside of you. Either it is for you to write that next book, or is it to go ahead and publish that book, or is it for you to go and start that business, or is it for you to go back to school to go and learn? Is it for you to go and update and upskill yourself? That before they start, laying off people, that you are thinking ahead of your department and you are going to add yourself, keep yourself with the skills. And before you tell yourself you are too old, to remind yourself that there is no age limit with regards to our fulfillment of God's purpose for our life. That the way and the true only way and how our dots connect in life is by looking forward and not looking backward. That when you look at the shame, the pain, the frustration, and everything that makes your life or your past inglorious, you decide to stand in the present, to use them, and with the right perspective, to use it to create the future you want. That even though you came from a poor family, to use that as the very tool and the momentum of why a rich family must come out from you. To sit yourself and have a moment of honest discussion. Because this is the first thing that happens before a true lasting transformation will happen in your life, in my life. It comes from a place of humble acceptance of where you are. When you come to a moment of honest acceptance of looking at yourself and telling yourself the truth, and looking at how you can truly figure out what are those gaps. Connecting the dots was not an act of commission or omission. It was written with an intention of how my journey to fulfilling and figuring out what my life and my next step in destiny was all about. And how the earlier I get the clarity, the earlier the confidence. And the more the confidence, the more the eagerness to continue to obey and to keep showing up. And that when you keep showing up, long term in the future, you are going to see where truly every of those dots, every of those pieces come together to form a very beautiful picture that is going to make your world to come to your path and celebrate you. This is the power of saying yes. This is what the power of saying yes will get you when you have the clarity to go forward. So I want to thank every one of you that have watched or that have joined since day one that this celebration started last week, Wednesday, until now. Let me ask you, what have you been sitting on? What is that assignment that you have been postponing and you have been telling yourself it's not your time? Oh, by the time, maybe when I finish, let me finish this work. Oh, let me finish this month. Let me finish this assignment. Let me finish taking care of my children. Oh, let my daughter be 10. Let all my children be gone to college. Your next chapter is waiting at the doorstep of your obedience. Every of your potential that is yet to be untapped is because you have lacked the ingredients of action that is supposed to become the impact that is supposed to bring about the transformation. So I want to encourage you to give yourself permission to do those things you have been telling yourself you are not ready to do. And if it is to write a book, you are in the right place. In Lodeta Publishing, we help people get rid of the the burnout and the overwhelm. We take care of those two. And we help you see how you can package your wisdom, knowledge, and expertise in form of a book. So if you need help, check the description in this video on how you can be supported by our EBOOK community. And also, if you are yet to download your free copy of my book, Connecting the Dots, check the description of this video and get yourself a copy. And also, I will encourage you to, don't forget, please subscribe to this channel, subscribe to this podcast, and let us together connect the dots from insight to impact and from clarity to commission. I love you all, and I can't stop loving you. If there's any question, if there's any challenge, if there's anything inside of you, or if there's any part that requires action, that you just feel that you are not able to tell yourself, you're unable to cute those excuses, please reach out. Don't seek in silence and waste away. Don't let the doors of opportunity be closed against you because you did not reach out. I want you to remember that your past are not wasted. And all the waiting, they are not in vain. That your story still have power to change lives. And in telling it, you are going to become a better off person, and you're going to change so many lives. If this series and if this session and any of the session you were able to join us help you to see your life differently, I want to invite you to not let this die down here. Join me tomorrow for day 8 of this special broadcast. And I trust that God, in His almightiness, He will give you everything you need, every strength and energy you need to connect the dots of your life. Either the dots to your financial freedom, either the dots to a wholesome relationship, either the dots to a fulfilling career, either the dots to a wholesome marital relationship. Now that the dots have been connected, I believe you and I will move on to the next phase, from clarity to action and to honor it. And I'm praying, and it is my desire for every one of you, that from this moment, may you begin to walk forward with courage, with clarity, and with conviction of still that nobody can confuse. And may your purpose no longer feel confusing to you. And may your life begin to make sense from this moment henceforth. Thank you very much. I appreciate you all. Tomorrow is the last day, and I look forward to seeing you. Thank you very much for watching. I love you, and I can't stop loving you. Thank you, Prince. Thank you, Hero. And thank you, everyone that joined or have left. I can't stop loving you. It's bye for now. Take care. Yeah. It's time to connect the dots and make sense of our lives again. Amen. I love you, I love you. You are mine forever. Yeah, I feel like singing, and it's like that song just came. And you and I are meant for more. You and I are meant for more. Let's step into the season. Let's step into the season. Let's get rid of all the confusion. Let's get rid of the confusion. Let's purpose give rise to hope and courage. And may you have the strength to forge ahead with grace, with strength, with hope. I can't wait to celebrate you. I can't wait to hear your story, your hero's journey, and your hero's journey to connecting the dots to a life of purpose, to a life of vision, to a life full of destiny. It's too late for the devil. You and I will arise, we will shine, and we will build, and we will make God proud for generations to come and the generation that are coming behind us. It's a new day. Go ahead and connect the dots. Thank you for watching. Bye.